For coming out, we'd like to welcome you to the first of what we hope is a mini annual I.B.O. traditional World Championships. Once again, thanks to everyone for coming. We'd like to thank Gym City Outdoorsmen for doing so much work and actually coming up with the idea to do this year. Gene, on behalf of everyone here and all the traditional shooters everywhere, thank you. Now, while everybody's sitting here, this evening we'd like to welcome a very special traditional archer. He's won numerous national and world titles in several different organizations. He's an extremely well-respected and well-known bow hunter. He produces hunting videos of the finest qualities. He's a tremendous archer in his own right, obviously by the titles, but he's also a very good instructor, one of the very best at teaching traditional archery. So at this time, I'd like to hear a warm welcome from Mr. Rick Welch. And I forgot one small thing. Rick also owns Dakota Bows. I have to give him a plug in.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rick.
Hey guys, I'm glad to see everybody here. First of all, I want to thank the I.B.O, Ken Watkins, Levy Bryant, and the guys here in Pennsylvania putting this shoot on. Without them, it wouldn't be possible. And I'm totally excited and privileged to be a part of the first all-traditional I.B.O World Championship. It's totally cool. All right, everybody shoot good. I'll see you on the range. You want me to talk more, Lee? Yeah. I had to do that to make sure. Tonight I want to talk about my method of shooting, plus I want to touch on a couple of subjects in traditional archery guys are always arguing about, and give my opinion on it from 25 years of experience testing each way and what I think works best and most consistent. First of all, I want to talk about shooting split finger versus 3-under. Now, of course, either way, with good solid back tension and good consistent form, you can shoot good either way. I just want to kind of talk about the differences and what makes them different. Now, when you shoot split finger, you've got your top finger above your nock, and at full draw, that air is sitting on the shelf of your bow. So with any downward motion at full draw, you're putting a bow or a torque in your arrow. So if you lose back tension or have inconsistent form on your release, your arrow is going to sail further away from where you're trying to put it. And on the other hand, 3-under with all three fingers under the arrow, the reason 3-under is a little more forgiving is because you're not putting that torque on the arrow. And even when you make mistakes, it's going to keep your miss closer to where you're trying to put the arrow. Not saying do it one way or another. I'm just telling you what I've tested through the years. And I think 3-under is more forgiving. That's why I shoot it. I'm human. I'm not perfect. And when I make mistakes, I want to pay as least as possible for that mistake. And I think 3-under does that. Also, I know a lot of split finger guys that shoot great. So I'm not telling you you can't shoot good. With good consistent back tension and consistent form, you can shoot great either way. But I just wanted to touch on that shortly and give my opinion and why one I thought was more forgiving than the other. The next thing, shooting a traditional bow, aiming or subconscious aiming. In other words, consciously aiming or subconsciously aiming. Tip shooting, gap shooting, or instinctive. Which way do you want to do it? Both ways work. The way I shoot is instinctive. I stay focused on my target, the spot on the target. I don't look at my arrow, I don't look at my bow, I don't look back, I don't second guess, I don't make adjustments. Now what makes instinctive for me work is knowing how to set your equipment up to shoot where you're looking. Once you have consistent form and you're consistently grouping, and you know how to set that equipment up, if your bow shooting consistently right, consistently left, then by knowing you can use different pads. Basically a hard surface pad is going to make a right-hander go left, a left-hander go right. A softer surface pad is going to move you right for a right-hander, left for a left-hander. And once you figure out shooting instinctive and learning to trust your bow arm and not make adjustments and totally focus on the target is knowing how to set your bow up to shoot you as an individual exactly where you're looking without making any adjustments. On the other hand, aiming, it works great. With good consistent form and you judge your distance, it works great. The problem comes in when you misjudge distance. You're going to miss, or you're going to be high or low, and you're going to pay for your mistake. You know, everybody's got their own choice of what they want to do. The tip shooting seems to work better closer when you don't have longer shots, and, you know, yardage is easier to judge. The further it gets out, the harder it is. If you misjudge a couple of yards with a traditional bow with the speeds we shoot, you're going to miss the target. So that's why I like instinctive. I think it's less complicated. It lets me totally focus and concentrate on my form, my approach to the target, my back tension, and concentrating on keeping my bow arm still and focusing on the spot I want to hit. And that's what works good for me. Another thing I want to talk about is proper approach to the target. Shooting a bow is about consistency, and what we need to do is on each and every shot be consistent in our form. Do exactly the same thing. If you can achieve the exact same thing each and every time, you're going to have positive results. And so what I do on each and every target, whether I'm in the woods hunting, up in a tree stand, I'm out here on the 3D range, I set my feet about shoulder width apart and I always line my bow shoulder up in line with where I want that area to go. Now what that does is put my bow arm in line, so when my bow arm comes up, I have no adjustment to make. I don't have to think about it. It goes where it goes. I hold it still, concentrate on holding still, wait on it to go off. So try to create a good, consistent approach to the target. Don't step up one time like this, next time like this. Get consistent. Do the exact same thing. Approach the target correctly. Next thing, I use a double anchor, and I anchor back on my ear. The first knuckle on my thumb comes back to my ear. And what this achieves for me is getting my elbow back, giving me automatic back tension. I don't have to worry about not having back tension, because once I come back here, my elbow's back, and it's giving me automatic back tension. To be consistent and accurate and get a clean release, you've got to have good solid back tension, and that's what the back anchor does. My second anchor, I use the cock feather on the tip of my nose. And what I do that for, this achieves a consistent draw. I'm drawing to the exact same place every time. I'm not 29 one time, 29 and a quarter the next time. I'm solid and consistent, same draw each and every time. And if that feather, the very back of the feather is not sitting on my nose, I know I've creeped, I know I've lost back tension. So that's why I shoot a double anchor. And you don't have to do it exactly like I do it, but get your back anchor a little further back and get your elbow back, and it will give you good solid back tension. The problem with shooting here in the corner of your mouth, if you shoot a lot and start getting tired, your elbow will come over here, and then at full draw and release, you're losing your back tension. And that affects your accuracy tremendously. So that's why I try to stand up and keep my elbow back to keep solid back tension. And with solid back tension and a good consistent draw length, it's going to make it very consistent and accurate. The next thing, once you've got that achieved, is try to create a good solid 2 seconds. Once you get your anchor, try to hold for 2 seconds. 1001, 1002, release. What this is doing is letting your bow arm get still. In other words, you're not shooting on the pass dot. You're giving your arm time to settle in, get still. Whether you're tipping it, whether you're shooting instinctive, whatever you're doing, you want that bow arm to get still. Settle in, be perfectly still, and once you get that done, a good exercise, if you're used to shooting quick, you're going to go out there and go, all right, I'm going to start holding. Well, you can't do it. So what you do is get 5